guys, you're welcome to the tutorial for the basic sleeve. Thank you for stopping by. So in this tutorials, you're going to be needing the following measurements: your long sleeve measurements, your shoulder to your upper arm measurement, your shoulder to your elbow, around your upper arm, around your elbow, and also around your wrist side. So I'm going to be showing you how to apply those measurements and where the upper arm is. So you see this particular place, this is the upper arm. It is actually the biggest side of your arm when you're taking your measurements for your hand, right? So from the shoulder to the elbow, that's the elbow there, you'd have to measure it, and then from the shoulder to the wrist. All right, let's get started. So my long sleeve is 21, so I'm going to be using a marker to mark this out. So you'll be needing your long ruler and your curve ruler alongside your scissors. Guys, you need to use a different scissors from the one you use to cut your fabric so your scissors won't get bad. Ensure you have a paper scissors. So this is my paper scissors. And then you'll be needing your measuring tape. So I would go ahead to measure 21 on my pattern paper. So I would measure from 1 inch down to 21. All right, so the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to measure from my shoulder to my elbow line. So from my shoulder to my elbow is 12. Then I will go ahead and connect the dots from my shoulder down to my elbow point. All right, then from my elbow point down to my wrist. All right guys, ensure that your lines are very straight. You would want to draw out a very straight line. So I'll go ahead to label them. That is point A for my shoulder, and my wrist will be B. So having done that, the next thing you go ahead to do is to confirm the measurements. My shoulder to my elbow is 12, so I'll go ahead and mark that point again. And then for my shoulder to my upper arm is 4, so I'll go ahead and mark 4. All right, so that you can move your hand around freely. So having done that, all right, before I measure across, I'm going to be taking some other measurement, which is my upper arm. I'm going to divide my upper arm measurements. My upper arm is actually 10.5. So I will go ahead and mark it on both sides. I will divide my upper arm by 2. All right, so that is 10.5, as you can see. So I will divide it by 2. All right, so dividing it by 2 would actually give me 5.25, which is 5¼ So I would mark it on one side like this, on the left hand side, and then I'll move over to my right hand, and then I'll mark 5.25. Alright, the next thing I will do is to measure to apply my elbow measurement, and mine is actually 9. Alright, like you can see, I'll divide it by 2. Alright, so it would give me 4.5. So I'll go ahead to apply on the left hand side, and then I will move over to the right hand side. That is for my elbow measurement, guys. All right, so the next thing I'm going to be measuring will be my wrist. Okay, so for me, everybody is different, so you'd have to measure yourself. So for me, my wrist measurement is 8. I'll divide it by 2. it would give me 4. Okay, so if you're having a hard time trying to divide, ensure you are using your tape. So I'll go ahead and share on both sides of the paper like this. All right, so the next thing I'll do is to draw a line across on my upper arm like this, a very straight line. Ensure your line is very straight, guys. So my elbow line, I'm going to draw a line across like this, and then to my wrist I'm going to draw a line like this. Okay, so these are the lines that will have from shoulder to my wrist. Okay, so I would label them C, D, here will be E, and then F, G, and H, so that it will be easy for you to identify which point is which point. You won't get confused. So I will draw a line from point A to point C. Is going to be like a triangle line. All right, so this is it, guys. So having done that, I'll go ahead and do the same for the other side from D to A, like so. All right, so you see it is looking like a triangle. So the next thing you do is to draw a line from C to E and then from E to G. So you have a slant line, and you'd go ahead and do the same for the other side, D to F and then F to H. Okay, so this is what we have, guys. The sleeve is coming out beautifully and neatly. Alright, so moving on with the tutorials, we are going to be identifying the front part and the back side, because in our basic bodies the front armhole is usually deeper than the back armhole. So we'll go ahead and replicate it for this basic sleeve. Alright, so I'm going to be using my left hand side as my front. So I'll just go ahead and label front, and then the other side as my back. Okay, so having done that, you're going to measure from C to A, and what I actually have here, guys, is 6.75. that is 6 3/4. So I'll go ahead and divide it by 3, divide it by 2 like this, like we've been doing before, and then I would just apply it. You see it? So after dividing, this is what I got. So I would apply it on the paper like this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the same for the back side. So this is what I have, guys. I'll go ahead and I would have just said divide from A to C by 4, but I don't want to confuse you. So that is why I'm taking it bit by bit. So would go ahead and divide what we have from C to that point. We divide it by 2 again. All right, so let's first of all label here. We'll stop at H, so there will be I, and then here will be K. Oh, sorry, IJ. I'm almost forgetting my alphabet. All right, so you'd go ahead and divide it like this, and this is what we have. So you just connect like this. All right, and then you do the same for the other side, and then you move over to the back, you do the same. All right, so this is I and this is J, then we'll label here as K, L, M, and N. Okay, so this is it, guys. So what you're going to be doing next to get a curve, a very good curve, you actually come out from this point. You come out by 0.75. that is actually 3/4. So you just mark it like this. Alright, 0.75, and then you go ahead for the back and you also mark out 0.75. Alright, so what we did for the front, we are doing it for the back now. So the next thing you want to do is to go over to your point K, and then you come in by 0.75, the same 0.75, right? Then you move over to your end, and then you come in by 0.5. All right, so you go ahead and then you mark. So remember that the back was actually 0.5 and then the front 0.75. Okay, so you just connect the lines like this, like the way I'm doing. Ensure you are replicating it on your pattern paper. So the next thing you want to do is to draw a curved line. All right, you can decide to use your French curve to do that. Okay, so I tried it out and I really don't want to waste much time, but if you have a very good curve ruler, you can do that. Or if you trust yourself to use freehand to get the curve line, it's fine. So I'm just going to use my freehand to do this. So I'm connecting every point. You see the way I'm doing it gradually. You don't rush and do it so you won't make mistakes. So I'll just go ahead and then connect to I like this. So you see my curve line, my curve is curving. All right, so now to the back side. All right, so you just connect from the shoulder point down like this. See the way I'm connecting it gradually. I'm not actually rushing. So you connect like this to N and then back to D. So now if you look at it carefully, the front is deeper than the back. All right, so the back is not so deep as the front. You see the difference? It's like that too for our basic body. So you see it, this is the way it's looking like. Sorry about my camera. Okay, this is the way it's looking like. So our sleeve is ready. Our sleeve is ready. So guys, all you need to do is to cut out. Okay, so our sleeve is ready. Now if you want to add allowance, this is what you do. You just add ½ inch around the armhole side like this. Okay, and then for the sides you can use 1 inch or 1.5. For me, I like to use 1 inch. All right, so but if I'm turning with lining, I'll just go ahead to use 1.5. okay, so you do the same with a broken line, guys, with a broken line. If you're applying to your fabric and you want to just cut the allowance from your paper, then from the wrist side, which is the M line, I like to use 2 inches to do that. So guys, this is it. Thank you very much for stopping by. All you need to do is to cut out with your paper scissors. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.